welcome back to Budgeting Beans. My name is Emily and today I'm doing a bullet journal video. This is a setup for 2025. This is one of the gift journals I have for a family member. This one's for my sister and it is currently Christmas Eve, so I am rushing to get this done because I've only just started it today. And yeah, so we'll just get straight on into it. Enjoy. Hi all, so the intention with this spread was to incorporate the leafy theme from the front binding of this book and to bring it into the interior, but I also wanted to maintain a more minimalist spread, so I've gone with just basic written out 2025 surrounded by a bunch of fallen leaves and some sparkles here and there. For the words and the bigger leaves, I have used the Uni Pen fine liner black pen in 0.8, and this is because I wanted the line work to be very clear and the 0.8 was the largest pen I had. However, as you can see, I am further thickening these lines just for a prettier look, make it more visible. You know how it is. And then for the sparkles, I did use a smaller 0.1 pen, again by the same Uni Pen brand. But that was because I wanted it to have a bit more of a daintier appearance. And at the end of each spread, I do erase all of the pre-drawn in pencil markings because I have pre-sketched this entire journal ahead of time. In addition, I'll also try to leave the duration for each of these spreads in the top corner. And yeah, so moving on, I have the Year at a Glance. This spread is one I've used quite a few times before for myself. And each of these boxes are 13 long and 8 wide. I've done 6 boxes on each page, 3 along the top, 3 along the bottom, and this is to represent each of the each of the month of the year. Along the top I've done January through June, and bottom is July through December. Between each box I have left a one box gap, if that makes sense. If you're using a grid journal, you'll know what I mean. And at the tops or bottom, depending on if it's the top or bottom of the page, I've also numbered each of these months according to the appropriate month. So January is the 1st, December is the 12th, etc., etc. And in the middle of the spread, in the blank space, I've just written in Year at a Glance, and all of this I've done again with the Uni Pen black pen, fine liner pen, 0.8, and then for each of the calendars I've done, in a 0.2 pen. And again, I've erased everything at the end to get rid of the pencil scratchings. So next up is the 2025 goals. This wasn't necessarily a requested page by my sister, however I thought she could make use of it somehow. How that is completely up to her. But I've given... Sorry if you heard that in the background, my mother is just shouting that my cat's inside. So yeah, the header is 3 spaces deep, and then each of the boxes you see along the top are 8 by 9 spaces. This allows for 3 boxes along the top, and for me that means 3 goals. Below each box I've got space on how to achieve each of the goals, and then a further little goals, like when to have the goal achieved by, along the bottom. I did do this spread pretty simultaneously with the When Did I Last spread, which you'll see me working on now. This is a spread that I used in my personal 2024 journal, and my sister saw it and said that she needed it. So here I am following along with that. This spread has 9 headers to write in things to track. Each one of them is 2 by 9 boxes, and beside each one is 3 further lines to track the dates of when she last did one of these tasks. And to add a bit more colour to these pages, I've used the zebra mild liner in green just to colour in the goals by section and the little trackers. For the lining of the pages, I've used the Uni Pen 0.8 once again, and that goes for the titles you'll see on both pages as well. For the next spread coming up, I've done a 2025 savings page, which you can see now. This is a highly used spread in my own bullet journals. My sister wants to improve her finances for 2025 and has requested to use the same trackers I have because she's seen that it's helped me with my own savings. And as you know from this channel, savings is one of my biggest hobbies. So here we are making my sister one of these spreads. There isn't really much to document regarding making it. I've just kind of winged it each time. I've done 5 columns over the 2 pages, and the fund sections are always the biggest because it has the most I need to write in it. The other columns are one to track where it is in January, where it is in June, and the progress between those 2 times. For the year in pixels, which you're watching now, this is pretty much a direct copy from something I found on Pinterest. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I wanted something that was detailed. My sister didn't want monthly mood trackers, so we've done one that was a year instead. This design was the most beneficial of all of the ones I found online because it provides the largest range of feelings, allowing for a more detailed spread. Each day of the year is 1 space, and I've created this graph to be 13 long and 32 tall. This allows just enough space for each day of the year to have its own space, as well as the numbering along the side of it and the initials for each of the months along the top. For the colouring in bit, as I said, it has more detail. It has 3 descriptions for each mood, if that makes sense, and she'll be able to colour in each of those with a different colour, allowing for more variety. And there's a quote at the bottom saying, "Even your worst day only lasts 24 hours," and I thought that would be a good reminder for her. And for the period tracker, I don't know why she wanted this one specifically, but here it is. I didn't want to do another pixel spread side by side, so I've decided to do a dot grid instead. This one, again, I found on Pinterest, and I just went with it. I did make a mistake on April, as you can see, and I just used a whiteout to get rid of it. And all of the pens I've used for these spreads are the Unipin Fineliner 0.8, 0.2. I've used the Zebra Mild Liner in red for the period tracker, and I've used a ruler on the year in pixels just to complete those. So for this birthday tracker here, I have primarily freehanded this. Obviously I've sketched it in advance, but otherwise each box is slightly different in size. I wanted to do banners instead of birthday cakes just for variety. I know a couple years I've done birthday cakes in my own journals, so I thought I'd give her banners. But I've labelled each of these with the months of the year, and I've made sure to have at least 1 banner for each month. This tracker did take me 5 minutes 57, which you can see in the top corner of this page, hopefully. For this spread, I've used just the Unipin Fineliner 0.8 and 0.3. On the other side of the page, I've done a savings goal. This is the last page of this section of the journal, if that makes sense. She wanted to have savings jars, however, I decided to mix this up a little bit, and I've done savings bars instead, just because I've done savings jars in everything. I thought I'd mix it up a little bit, and I have since given her this journal. She has seen this, and she does like this a lot more. But each of the jars, so to say, is 4 by 2. And within each one I've put a little percentage, 25, 50, 75 and 100, just for her to colour in as she gets to these percentages within the goal. Beside each bar, I've allowed enough space for her to write in the goal when it's due by, and how much she wants to save. And at the bottom of the page is the biggest goal of 2025. She can pick what that is, completely up to her. And that is it. I used a ruler and a uni pin 0.8 and 0.2, as I have throughout pretty much this entire journal. And yeah, so I'll leave you to the outro me. Okay, and that is it for this section of this journal. I hope you have enjoyed this video and hope to see you in the next one. Bye!